So we've all been there, working up with 200 baht to our name after a long, heavy night in Pattaya. We're looking for something to eat, but we don't want to spend a lot of money. In this video, I'm going to go over 8 of my favourite cheap eats in Pattaya and why they're a good reason to start your day. The first option is Cheap Charlie's. Now, there's 2 locations, Cheap Charlie's in Soi Bukhao and Cheap Charlie's in Jomtien. So you can go to either. The pricing is similar with both because they're the same chain. Cheap Charlie's has both Thai and Western cuisine, and they do a pretty consistent style of food, always good, always pretty good servings, and daily specials also. You can also join their loyalty program, which will give you a percentage off on your bill, which is good if you're an expat or if you're staying long term. It's really good to do that. Cheap Charlie's is well known in the Pattaya area for just having really good, consistent food and fantastic service. Anytime I've sort of walked in there, they make sure that you're served very quickly. The manager, I'm not sure who he is, but he's very, very good, and he'll look after the situation quite well. So yeah, Cheap Charlie's is a really good place. Now the second place is off Beach Road. So if you're on Beach Road, then this place is pretty easy to find. It's not too far from the central Pattaya kind of shopping centre area. It's called Kiss Food and Drink. Now, it's quite a big venue, but it's always busy, which is always a good sign in Pattaya as far as food goes. The turnover on the tables is very quick, so if you're looking to get a seat, you can normally find one quickly, or you may have to wait a little bit, depending on how busy it is. They have a really big menu, Kiss does, so no matter what sort of food you're after, whether it be Western, whether it be Thai, they've got a bit of everything. The service is very good also, so you'll get served pretty quickly. And just value for money, the menu is very, very cheap. So Kiss Food and Drink, a bit of a Pattaya institution also. Definitely worth a look if you're looking for some cheap eats. Now the next place is off Soi 8, not too far from Beach Road. It's a place called Sailor Bar. Now Sailor Bar has an extensive menu, both Western and Thai. The food is extremely cheap for a bar. You won't normally find these sort of prices in a Thai bar as far as food goes. So it's definitely worth a look. Extensive menu, great service, so you're always going to get served quickly. If you don't want to eat and you just want to post up for a drink, it's a good place to go. Also, if you just want to drink and chill out, have a good time, it's a massive venue, so you're always going to get a seat. Just really good value for money. I've always made a point to try and get there at least once or twice during my trips when I'm in Pattaya, really just because it's very consistent and it's a good place to eat and it never breaks the bank, so you're always going to get a good meal for sort of well under that 200 baht range. So yeah, Sailor Bar is definitely worth a look. Now the next place is in Soi Bukhao. It's called Hungry Hippos. Now Hungry Hippos is mainly Western style food. It's mainly sort of fast food, sandwiches, basic sort of pub food. It's no frills, it's basic from the outside. You can sort of walk past the place without even noticing it, but it's a good place to go perhaps after a big night or even during a big night. So won't break the bank, they have good daily specials, and pretty consistent type food. Nothing outstanding, but really cheap, good value for money. That's Hungry Hippos in Soi Bukhao. Now this next place is Terminal 21 Food Court. The Terminal 21 Food Court is fantastic value for money. The way it works is if you've never been there, you have to go and get yourself what they call a cash card. You load however much you want to spend at the food court on this little card that you get. When you go to order the food, you present the card, they scan the card, and the money gets taken off said card. A good idea would be to maybe take a couple of hundred baht, say 200, I always tend to load on my card, load it onto your card. Now the meals are extremely cheap. You can look in at between perhaps 40 to 80 baht is probably a guide on what you would normally spend on a meal in the Terminal 21 food court. One thing to note though, the portions are a little bit smaller than what you would normally get. So I tend to try and get 2 meals, because 2 meals you're still looking at probably no more than between sort of 120 to 150 baht, which is really, really cheap. No more than that. So get yourself a couple of meals. That way you get to try 2 different cuisines at once. At the end of the day, if you've finished and you're wanting to get credit back on your card, because you've always got money left over, you will never spend the 200 baht. Take your card back to the cash point and the assistants will refund what's left of your card into cash, take the cash, and away you go. So Terminal 21, a really good place to go. There's one in Pattaya and there's also one in Bangkok too, if you're going to Bangkok prior to coming to Pattaya. Definitely worth a look, always cheap, always great value for money. I would say if you can, maybe avoid going there during super peak times. So between say 1 and 2 o'clock, that's when it gets real busy. So if you can get there a little bit before that, then definitely better, because the rush is amazing, because a lot of locals go there and it's very busy. So avoid super peak times if you can, and you'll have a really cheap feed. Terminal 21 food court. So the next option is markets in general. Markets are a good place to get all sorts of food, whether it be small portions, bite-sized food, or full-size meals. You can get pretty much anything at the markets in Pattaya, or maybe sort of Jomtien's the area I would go to for good market-style food. Now, there are a few around Jomtien, close to the beach area. Now, you can't miss it if you're taking a drive or a BART bus along that sort of main beach area. There's a couple of markets. You can really go to any of them, and the food's pretty consistent as far as that goes. Great place to go. Food's always cheap. As an example, I've got Pattaya stations. They make your fresh pad thai with chicken or seafood. The food's never going to break the bank, and it's all going to be well under 100 baht as far as your meals go. So it's good you can try a few different things, similar to Terminal 21, and not have to break the bank. Great place to go. Great change of scenery to sort of get out of central Pattaya, because that gets really hectic. And to enjoy Jomtien. Jomtien's a great place to go to, just kind of break away from the stress of the big city, chill out, have a good time, maybe go to the beach, go to the markets afterwards, get a feed, and have a great evening. So check out the markets in Jomtien. So the next place I want to talk about in general are food carts. Now, food carts are pretty well everywhere in Pattaya. They roam around. They have obviously no fixed address because they're mobile. So just keep an eye out on which food carts are popular with the locals. If there's a bit of a queue, that's always a good sign to check it out. So definitely check out the food carts. They sell pretty much everything from sweet to savory, whether it be soup, whether it be fried chicken, whether it be the really nice roti that they make. There are food carts for everything, even juice, even coffee. You can check out anything as far as food goes using these food carts. Now, there's no real rule of thumb. I just say eat at the busy ones. That's definitely your best port of call. And if one has just rocked up, that's when you know it's going to be fresh. So that's always a good sign too. Wait for the ones that have just rocked up. Everyone sort of flocks to them, and that's when you know they're going to be nice and fresh. Really good, very, very cheap, the food carts. So all meals will be well under that 100 baht range. And so you can get a nice feed for a really, really cheap price. So keep an eye out on the food carts. And don't be afraid to try them, because I've never had an issue with any of these food carts. Really, really tasty, really cheap local food. So give it a go. And when everything else is closed, there's always old reliable 7-Eleven. Now, 7-Elevens have a large variety of food, whether it be your snacks, chips, chocolates, ice cream, bit of everything. Now, 7-Elevens are well known in the social media game for their cheese toasties. Look, they're okay. I would say they're nothing special. I would say if there's nothing else open, you want a quick snack, they're okay. But there are far better options as far as food goes in other locations. But if you want a quick snack, then it'll be sufficient. They've got really good healthy options in 7-Elevens now. So whether it be protein shakes, more sort of health conscious meals, they've got a little bit more of that. So if you're looking to look after yourself, maybe you've just done a workout or something like that, you want to get something healthy, then 7-Elevens do have that option. As well as pretty good pre-made meals, so pre-made pad krapao, something along those lines. You're looking to get something pre-made and maybe heat it up at home, you can do that. Just a great variety of food, whether it be, of course, healthy or unhealthy. 7-Elevens will always have something to cater to your taste. I would always use it as pretty much a last resort as far as food goes. I don't want to be having a main meal there if I can help it, because there are far more tasty options if you're getting something made fresh. So 7-Elevens are convenient and fantastic to have that as an option. But for me, only as a last resort. So always there when you need it, the old 7-Eleven. So there we have it. They're my recommendations for food well under 200 baht, including drinks. So what do you think? Let me know your thoughts. If there's a place I've missed, or it's a place that you like to go to, then please let me know, because I'd like to find out more good value places to go for a meal if I'm not looking to spend more than a couple of hundred. let me know in the comments by all means. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel as it helps with the algorithm. And thank you very much for watching.